All right, guys, I'm here with William. He's all the way from Sweden. He came out to visit me in San Diego. Super excited to have him out here. We've only really been communicating on Skype, so this is like the first time we've actually ever met face to face. So it's been really cool to be able to connect with William. William, just tell me about how we met. Kind of take us through that whole process.
Kind of fun story actually. So, I'm that kind of guy that's always trying to see what my competition is doing, and just to get ideas from other trainers and how they work and stuff. So it was, I don't know how long time it was ago, but more than a half year ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually went through your kind of sales funnel just to see how it was, and I actually scheduled a call with you because I wanted to see how your how your sales script was doing. So I scheduled a call, and I was like trying to act like I was a fitness client or something like that. So and then during the call, he offered me to sign up for his services, and then I was like I told him the truth, that okay man, I'm actually not looking to get help with fitness and stuff like that. And I expected you to be like that, you would be maybe a bit rude, since I took your time in that. But you actually were really like helpful and friendly, and I asked you tons of questions, and you gave me great value. So I ended up working with you as how can I say, I like business coaching, right?
Yeah.
So it was not what I expected, but I saw so much value from that small talk we had. So that's why I invested in through the upscale trainer thing, and did that part. So happy about that, and that's basically it. So you never know what's gonna happen,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I wanted you to tell the viewers kind of about your story, man, and I know you used to do in-person training. You don't do that anymore.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of tell everybody listening, what kind of got you to where you're at now.
Yeah, sure. So in the beginning, I actually I started working as a how do you call, like an in-person trainer in a gym, in the local gym. My major was in business administration, but I always knew that I wanted to work in the fitness space. So I actually started working in this local gym. So I worked there for a few years, and but then I got it's kind of a complicated problem, but I got it's not fully diagnosed yet, but we think it's something called compartment syndrome. So basically, like, to work out and lift weights, it's not really possible to do because of pain. So during that time when I got this problem in the beginning, I started to do more online stuff. I tried it, and then it was just natural for me to go over to that, to do fully online. So it really suits my current life situation. But I think even though if I have surgery and if everything goes well, I'll continue doing online, because it's just a much great lifestyle. You can help more people, and you can actually build like a larger company. If you do in person, it's very fun and all, but I mean, really quick, within a year, you will hit your max. And I'm that kind of guy who likes to build stuff and the process about growing something. So that's why online is basically the way to go for me, because that's really not, you don't really have a cap on how many clients you can coach. So but the most important thing is, if you're gonna take in more clients, you need to be able to keep on delivering the same value. So for each client that you bring in, same value all the time. If you feel like value is dropping off because you bring on more clients, it's bad. So that's very important for me to make sure that all my clients get a good value, even though I bring in more. So
Right.
Yeah, that's basically just a short.
So let me ask you, man. I mean, I know you just had your first $10,000 month last month. Do you think that would have been possible if you were doing in person and online, and you probably get maybe like 50% of, you think you would be where you're at, man, if you were doing like both?
I mean, everything is possible, right? But for me, I'm very interested into doing only one thing and be the best in that field, because it's like if you cut a tree in like different spots, you're never gonna get it down. But if you're on one place all the time, you're gonna get very good at that. So I don't think it's that good to mix them. I think it's much better to just take one path and go for it.
Right.
Yeah, I like to focus on certain things, not like be spread, like do too many things, like start selling fitness apparel and stuff like that. I wouldn't do that. And
Yeah.
like it's like it's better to do one thing good and than to have 5 things going on.
Right. So if you were to give any of the trainers out there listening some tips, or what's worked well for you,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the first starting point. I know you've talked a lot about systems and stuff like that and how important that is.
Mhm.
Maybe like reiterate on that.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know how to say it in English, but the more simple it is, the better. So I think a lot of people are trying to overcomplicate things. What has been really good for me is that I don't trying to reinvent the wheel. I look at what other people are doing, and I take the best parts of what everybody are doing. I'm not trying to copy anyone. You can never copy some. For example, you can't copy someone's sales funnel. You can't copy how they coach people. You need to make it yourself. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to. I think people need to think more like simple. Okay, what does the clients really need, and focus on that. I think when it comes to online, a lot of people are going in another direction. They're not going in the personal training direction. They're going in the like life coach direction, because they feel like they need to give so much value, but you give them too much, so sometimes less is better, and it's easier on the clients as well.
Yeah, I totally get
They need
that.
their nutrition, they need their training programs, and they need somebody holding accountable. That's it. They don't need to. Obviously, you can go the life coach path, and like help them, to learn about self-love and motivation and stuff like that. But I don't want to go that route, because I want to be a personal trainer. I don't want to be a life coach. Obviously, when I'm coaching my clients, there's gonna pop up questions about stuff like that too. I will help them, but we are trying to always focus on nutrition and training, and not really overcomplicate things. So that's like the main thing for me. But that's my main focus.
Yeah, totally understand that, and you can't really scale and exit if you're doing that life coaching.
Yeah, obviously, if you're gonna build a company, you should never build it to exit it, because then you will not build it real good. But if you would exit at some point, like for me, you need to be able to build a company that you can step away from. You and me have been talking a lot about this, because if you're building a company when you need to be in the company all the time, then it's not really then you can just open up a hot dog stand,
Yeah.
or like open up a personal training studio,
Sure.
Why should you do online if you need to be there 24/7 all the time? So more build it so you can step away, bring on team members that you collaborate with. That's more the online game, I think, for sure.
And you have guys doing your calls for you. So you have a pretty full team now.
Yeah, we're a good team, and my ambition is to grow it, but it needs to be the right kind of people that looks at this long term and wants to be a part of it. I feel like all the guys that I have in my team right now is solid guys, really good guys, and the ones who's gonna stay is gonna have, you know, a very good career, I think, because the aim is the mission is to grow, and they will grow with me. So hopefully the ones I have now stay, and we can just keep on doing the same things.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, any other things you want to tell some of the trainers listening? I know you've really taken it to the next level. There's not a lot of, I can only think of maybe a couple people doing the numbers you're doing online. Anything else you'd want to say to them?
You know, if there's like anything that I would say, like any recommendation or something like that, is that for me, my paradigm or my perspective is always that I don't know shit, I don't know anything. And when I have this paradigm, I'm very open to listen to other people and to learn. So even though the company is going in a good direction, I always need to be hungry to learn more and to be open for for coaching by you or anyone else, you know. Like that's very important, and it's been like this from the start. So you know, I can stay up late at night, you know, reading about ads, like reading about Facebook advertising, and like look at videos because I like that, you know. If you're not a tech savvy guy or girl, and if you don't really like systems, you know, computers and stuff like that, online training can be a kind of tough route in the beginning, but I believe that you need to like it to succeed, or at least put a lot of effort into learning this kind of stuff. So yeah, and that's why, you know, online personal training is like such a like weird kind of job, because like 99% of all personal trainers are not tech savvy.
Yeah.
So I've always been like a computer nerd, you know,
Yeah.
playing all these games since I was young and all.
Yeah.
And I always liked you know, exercise. So that combination allows me to, you know, go into the space with, you know, the right mindset.
Right.
But if you are a person who is not tech savvy and more like you're really passionate about training, you need to learn more about marketing, about websites, landing pages, stuff like that. That's not really the maybe normal subject for you to talk about, but it can be a little bit scary in the beginning, you know. Like, I don't know how many of you have like gone into Facebook ads and like where should I click, you know, what is this? It's gonna be that for everyone. So but when time goes, you will learn. So yeah,
It's just like anything else. I mean, I think the difference between online and in person, you're just not going to your session,
yeah,
put it in your hour, then parting ways. There's a lot of time where you gotta put in, because I remember this
Sure.
time, and it's just like, okay, I gotta build some stuff out, and I'm not gonna get paid for it, you know.
Yeah.
But you just think about the greater reward and, you know, the kind of the 5-year plan versus like what I want right now.
yeah. Like I'm always thinking like that I will do this for 30 years,
Yeah.
you know. And like, and when you have that type of starting point, the long-term starting point, you won't get stressed like if you don't really reach your goals as quickly as you want. So yeah, going to do it long term. If you go into this just to do it like quick 3-4 years, I wouldn't recommend doing it. You know, you need to have play the long game, and it's the right kind of, how to say, branch to go into, because everything is more online. I mean, you do all your shopping online, like the groceries that came the other day. You know, like everything is more and more online.
Right,
so
yeah.
I think personal training online is a good path. I think it's something that's smart to go into.
I agree,
Yeah.
man. Well, we got a couple more days here in San Diego. Excited. You know, William and I have been learning from each other, and I think we both add value to each other's businesses in different ways. And I'm just excited, you know, to spend a couple more days with you, man, and you know, get to know you better. And I appreciate you doing this interview, and I'm sure everybody listening does as well.
Yeah, sure, man.
So yeah, man, we'll do this again.
For sure.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.